Comedy Jonah.
We're
Hi.
back.
We're back. Welcome. It's another fun week.
I love it. I'm loving this season so far. I love it.
Are you really loving it?
I'm loving it,
Why?
Good.
What?
Right in the beginning. Right in the beginning. This
What?
week was good.
Okay, you're a fan. You're not falling prey to any of these people that are like, we're not happy with the no feeds. You're like, I'm loving this show and there's nothing you can do to disgruntle me from loving it.
Well, I mean, of course, we like the feeds, right? We want some more inside information. But you know where we get that information from?
Where?
Your interviews, our interviews with the evicted guests. I saw JM's interview today. Great interview, by the way. It was really good. I like him even more. He was super sweet, super
I
genuine,
did.
and gave us some insights to what was going on. And we missed that with the feed. So, yeah, we missed the feeds. Are these digital Dailies, are they doing it for us? Not so much, right?
It's a daily. It's called a
Daily
daily.
Dally Digital.
Okay, it's dailies. And I also have to say our live feed updaters on Twitter are filling people in on what happens in those dailies. Or if you guys want to watch the dailies, we usually do it around 11 p.m. Eastern in our Discord, yourrealityrecaps.com/Discord, if you guys need a place to watch the dailies every day. Which that reminds me, comedy. It popped into my head just right now. Just reminded me that you guys should follow, like, and subscribe wherever you are watching these shows. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Give that thumbs up and hit the bell and the subscribe on YouTube. It's what all the kids are doing. And of course, share the show. Sharing is caring. Tell a friend, tell a family member. You guys know the deal. You're our best little marketers. And speaking of my precious Roberto going, although really wet noodle, tweet us your questions with hashtag YRRLive. If you guys want me to ask Roberto anything, like JM, now's your time to do it. You have until, I'll give you to tomorrow morning. How's that? You have until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can reply to my tweet on Twitter. You can tweet me directly. You can post in the patron group. But if you have any questions for Roberto, I will ask your questions. Make sure you leave them. And of course, if you want to see the past, 12, 13 years of shows, they're over on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. Oh, they thought they were going to get away with that this show, and they didn't. You got it, all everyone. You got it. Okay, so, what a week.
What a week. What a week. That's a great segue into the show. What a week.
Well,
I just have to say, last week I was talking about Vanessa. Come on. Felt really bad. Kind of the older house guests have a little bit of trouble getting in there. Well, guess what? Vanessa broke that all to pieces this week. And I'd have to say, Vanessa's the spirit animal in the BB Can house. I'm so proud of her. And
I would like to ask,
as the BB people say, queen, legend.
Look, I think we are all on board that we are thrilled somebody is going after Zach. I don't know that she's a queen legend. I also have a question. Well, I got a question, and I'm going to take some heat off of you, who normally gets in trouble all the time, because this probably isn't the question I'm supposed to ask on this show, but I do feel like it's a safe place, and I want to say I'm being sincere. I am not, honest to God, making fun. I really thought of something tonight, and this is just me being my crazy self. When she puts makeup on, does she have to do the whole head? Like when women put foundation on, does she have to do it for the whole head? Does that make sense?
Exciting intro about what a great job Vanessa did.
Sorry, this is what I'm focused on.
The house, and
yes.
The first thing that comes into your head is when she applies makeup, does she have to go all the way up and around?
All the way around. And how does she then do the back of her head? Does someone have to help her with that?
There's a mirror you can hold up to another mirror. How do you check the back of your head?
Okay, Chad is telling me she blends very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking, not just for her. I mean, people in that scenario, in general. I was so curious because she looks stunning. Like when
Yeah.
she looks stunning, and I'm just like, does she wear
Well, and
makeup? And then
you
okay, I'm
would
sorry.
have to because even like with some women when they don't use the right color or
Right.
contour, their neck looks a little darker and their face looks a little when they're not blending
Okay.
very well. So yeah, she needs to do everything and she does and she looks stunning.
Yeah, and her eyebrows are tattooed on. I heard.
Yeah, gosh, a
And I
lot
mean,
of women are doing that too. Yeah.
what
Or
does that
the
do?
what's the other the microblading.
So you can just get your eyebrows tattooed, and then you never have to do your eyebrows. You can have like permanently perfect eyebrows.
Yeah.
What if you get forehead fat and your forehead droops?
Then that's when you get a forehead lift. Lift it back
Now
up.
this is too expensive. This is too expensive. This is getting
But
into crazy.
what if your forehead droops and you have eyebrows? I mean, what are you talking about? They
Yeah,
just
but if you
slide down.
have eyebrows, then they're there. But if your eyebrows droop, I don't know. It seems weird. It seems like you'd have a floating tattoo over your eye.
Or a
Look like an.
floating hairy eyebrow. I mean, they're going to be in the same spot. I don't
All right,
understand.
okay. I hear what you're saying. I
You
hear
hear what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying. Yeah. Sounds like you're saying no, but. Uh, so. It sounds like you're saying no, but. Um. Yeah. So I agree. I mean, I don't think it. I'm here for Vanessa. I have to say, if we're going back to the beginning of the week, yeah, I think a lot of us were all whoop-de-doo. Dan won HOH. Here we go. Somebody was put on the block by these douchebag guys.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a move. He knew how much his game was in danger. He's friends with Spicy V. He's friends with all these other players that are, attaching themselves to him on social media. He's going to be this great player. And then what a freaking.
I mean, I get it. Zach has run both HOHs for the last 2 weeks, and we're only 2 weeks into this season, right? But I mean, does Dan need to make a big move week two? Isn't it better just to see where it goes with Zach? Zach can protect him. We saw in yesterday's episode, Zach was talking to Ty and saying, listen, I would rather keep Dan over Claudia. So was it that bad? Do you want to just kind of go with things? You're HOH, you're safe. You're making even more connections. He wasn't that connected with Zach last week, and now is a little bit more connected. And now Zach is sticking up to his number two, Ty, saying, I'd keep him over Claudia.
Well, you just
Wasn't it that bad of a move?
Yeah, you just answered your own question. Dan is protecting Zach, and Zach cares about Ty, his number two. So, no, it wasn't good for Dan's game.
No, but also Ty has been pitching Claudia to Zach, and he's like, I'd rather have Dan over Claudia. So Dan has gotten in there a little bit. It's, letting
Okay,
Zach run his HOH this week. Week two isn't that bad. If we're in week 7, yeah. If you're not getting it, it's bad.
No, I mean, I agree with. Look, here's where I agree with you. Is it good to get in with a person who's clearly controlling the house? Sure, it is definitely good to get in with someone who is controlling the house. But I think he could have gotten in with him without doing this, because Dan is also smart enough to hear and get the temperature of the house. He knows what's really going on. He knows all these people are turning against Zach. He did not need to put Rob on the block at all. And more so, here's the point that I really don't get. He told freaking Booty, Rachel, I've yet to learn her name. Rachel McBooty, whatever her name. He literally said Renee, Rachel, what Booty. I mean, she is, I don't understand her. She is
on the block again. My booty, my booty, my booty's on my block. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but that was too much emotion. She should be a Saturday Night Live sketch because she's like, I'm having the most fun. I'm the booty queen. Keep the booty. Party. Yay. I'm like a whirlwind of excitement. Party. Keep me.
Listen, young people are getting that Botox super early on. We don't know. We can't register her face. Even Zach said, I don't know where Renee stands. I can't
Yeah, because
figure
she's the most overly emotional yet statuesque person I've ever met in my life. Keep the booty. Party. I'm the best. Keep me. Woo woo. Party train's here. Woo. I expect her to be like freaking Hope and Dan and doing a choreographed military routine. The gay what is happening? I don't know. Wait, no, let me go back. Can you explain to me, maybe chat can, maybe people in the comments below, what benefit did it have of Dan when he knew he was backdooring Rob to tell Renee, you are my target. I'm coming after you. He just thought, it would be fun if I had one more person coming after me. You can't walk that back. You can't go just kidding later.
Well, I think at that point, because that was much earlier than really cementing the fact that they were going to do
No,
that with
it was cemented. It was cemented.
I'm looking at my timeline, and
Well,
that was
I'm
way
telling you from the
earlier.
dailies, it
That
was
was way
cemented.
earlier.
Well,
And
Daily says no.
and when you were looking, who else was on the block with her? Oh, it was Hope and Renee. He liked Hope, so at that time, yeah. As far as who's on the block, Renee, yeah, you're my target. Hope's not. That made
Really?
sense to me. That made sense to me. And then when Rob got on the block and they were hugging at the ceremony, he whispered in her ear, "You're not that. You're going to be fine. You're going to be safe." That makes sense to me. I don't know what's low.
No, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I don't know what you want from me. I disagree.
I don't care.
He made an enemy for no reason.
I mean, putting her on the block has made her an enemy, right? And I think saying it to her face, like, you've got a good social game. You're really good at this. you
You're
know, basically was like, but if it's you and Hope, you're my target. So yeah, I mean,
Or he could have done this. You're not my target. I just had to put you up there. Everything will make sense later. I'm so sorry I did this to you.
yeah, and someone who has a good social game is going to run to everybody else saying, "There's going to be a back door. There's going to be a back door. There's going to be a back door," and we don't need that chatter. Backdoors can't be talked about.
Well,
This
I
is
can't wait till
this is
Dan's here.
backdoor club. Nobody talks about backdoor club except who's in the club, the little club. So yeah, I
Just
get
want.
why he said that. Made total sense to me.
Oh my god, I don't know what people are smoking today, but how much chat is agreeing with you makes no sense to me. And even Denise says, I'm not watching this season, but I agree with John.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you.
She has no legs, don't worry about it.
Oh,
That's who's on your side. Way to go. So here's the thing. And then I forget people watch this who don't come to shows every day. Oh, whatever. Email me. Here's the thing. I don't know. I disagree. I don't see in what world you're living in that you think telling someone I'm coming for you when I'm not coming for you makes
I
any
think
sense
it was
in this
just
game.
to shut up because Renee does have a strong social game and she's obviously not good at comps, even though she didn't come in dead last on the very last one, but she came in last with the HOH comp again. So all she has is her social game, and so if he tells her you don't have anything to worry about, and then she says, "Oh, is Hope your target?" No, just don't worry about it. You don't have anything to worry about. It just adds up to a backdoor, and she's going to spread that like a virus, and it's just going to end up coming back at Dan. I thought it was smart to just say, you know what, it is you.
Okay, well, I
By
disagree.
what I said with "you're not my nominations. You have too good of a social game. You're a threat."
Well, I disagree. I
Take the
disagree.
compliment. Just take
Well,
it.
I guess people need to comment below and let us know if you are Team Eric, the sane, smart people team of no, you don't tell someone who's not your target that they're your target
You
in Big
tell them,
Brother.
you tell them something so they don't reveal your ultimate plan.
Okay. Or you lie and tell them they're your target.
Which line would reveal your ultimate plan? And you just, who cares? She can't win
And then your
anything.
plan comes out a day later and now you have a
She'll never
target.
be a vote for you. She's on the block all the time. Who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
Sacrifice her. Sacrifice.
Yikes. Well, update. Denise is no longer on your side. She's just not on my side either. Okay. So, pretty sure she's always only laying on a side. Anyway, so here's the thing. It'll make sense to you just think about it for a minute. So I think it is horrible gameplay on Dan's part. And we'll talk more about more of Dan's horrible gameplay. But first, so then let me ask you this, based on what you've already said, because I see people in chat wanting to hear this. So you're Team Zach then? You think Zach's playing a good game?
I thought Zach was playing in the beginning a pretty good game, but there's a lot of different ways he's messed up. You know, last night's episode with Vanessa, he really should have just nailed that in the butt right then and there when she was talking about, you know, I have emotions and I'm a human and you can't do that. And, you know, he should have nipped it in the butt, but instead he kind of gaslit her a little bit. He, you know, did not.
He's like a
handle it
male
well.
douchebag.
A total douchebag, which caused her to then explode. And I don't think he calculated that happening. I thought he was going to be like, oh, she's just a crybaby. She's going to go in the corner and cry. But no, she stood up. She showed us her power, right? And called him out in front of everybody, which got everybody's antennas up going, it's not just me. Someone like Vanessa, who people aren't having a lot of conversations with, look at her perception and what she's seeing, and look at the things that she's saying about last week's vote. So I think it really opened people's eyes, and that was a huge mistake for Zach, because now he was kind of on people's radar, but now he's on everybody's radar. I mean, to even flip someone like Santina, to flip her completely, he handled her poorly too. He handled when Rob wanted to talk to him and he says, you know, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Why? No, that says everything that I think of you is true. Do you know what I mean? So Zach's made some big mistakes, which have gotten him in this position. But yeah, I was kind of liking his game. I mean, he's total ass, total asshole.
I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy you knowing what's going on in Big Brother.
Probably a really good, like, you know, career coach to help you guide you in your career.
I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy you knowing what's going on in Big Brother.
Hey.
Just gonna take it in for a minute.
Don't Zach me.
I'm gonna just take it in for a minute. I love you such passionate Zach views. No, I'm being serious.
What are you doing to me?
I got emotions. First of all, it was more like this. I got emotions, okay? I got emotions, and emotions aren't bad. You're allowed to have emotions. You can have emotions in this game. It was like, I'm crying, but I'm not crying. I'm being passive-aggressive, but I'm also being sarcastic. What it really made me miss was the live feeds. Like, all I could think is, you know, this shit dragged out for hours and would have been glorious feeds if we were allowed to watch it. None of that really played out on the live feeds. We did get to see Zach talking to Jonathan in such a douchey way on the dailies, which was very hard to listen to. But okay, I want to go back to the conversation where Zach is saying, like you said, you know, she's too emotional, I can't with her, whatever. Now, why is Zach not more mad, or do you think it could have just not made the edit? This is the next thing. So, head makeup and this point are what has been bothering me. Why is Zach not caring who gave this information to Vanessa? This is what has blown up Zach's game. You would think Zach would be more focused on who is the leak that caused the destruction of my game, and there's been no real focus on it in the edit. Now, I get the overall theme of last night's episode to me was Santina is leaking all of the information, and Santina, I believe, was the one sitting next to Zach during that conversation. So I have a feeling it just was Santina, but I think it is interesting that none of the edit is focusing on Zach being mad where the leak came from. Zach, who is someone who is so hyper-focused on every aspect of the game, right down to, I'm not going to be in the room, but this is what you need to say. And he doesn't care where this leak came from? It doesn't make sense.
Vanessa said, yelling at him in the kitchen, that these were things he was telling her. Who to vote for last week? Go for JM. Oh, we're thinking it's either Roberto or it's JM. We're on the fence with that. We don't know what we want to do yet. He was saying it to her.
Yeah, but the initial thing that got her pissed off was her hearing that he called her emotional.
Gotcha.
Where did that come from? You would think Zach, who needs to control every little move that everyone makes, would want to know who the mole is, who the leak is.
I was a little bit on Zach's side of it when after, the comp, and then Hope went over and said, did you throw the comp? And she said, no, I didn't. Why would I throw it? And then he's like, did you give Zach my strategy? And then she got super upset. And I'm just like, what is going on? Everybody's crying.
First of all, yeah. Hope did do that. I don't know why Hope then turned around and was like, no, oh my god, that's not what I meant. Like, Hope was a little douchey to her there when he was like,
douchey.
What? Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. But then, walked it back.
Well, I had to walk it back because she confronts him. That's the thing I like about Vanessa. And she looks you in the face when she confronts you, too. Like, she's very direct, which is great. And I think it has to do with wisdom because she is older than these youngins.
Well, you know who I couldn't stand, just to jump around for a moment with my blue hat. I can't stand that little leprechaun, Jonathan, at all. But
6'4", Jonathan?
6'4", Jonathan, who literally I tweeted out, because the start of this episode, he's like, "Oi, me wants to go to war! Me wants to go to war for me boy John." But I'm like, didn't the last episode end with you clinging his hat, crying that your lover is leaving? Like, it didn't make any sense. But here's the thing. He got to me and he broke my heart, and now I have to stop making fun of Jonathan because he told that story about his mom dying of the cancer.
It's the opposite for me.
Oh, oh, well, good. Then he got me when he was like, my mom danced as she was Really?
I mean, not the story with his mom, of course, that pulls on your strings, but that whole, he's my brother, he's my mate. I can't.
I've known him for 5 minutes.
I'm just not built for this. I don't have the genes to do this game. He's my partner. I have a horrible accent.
I'm wearing his hat.
Blah, blah, blah. Why are you here? Like, go fishing. Go do something else.
All right, Zach.
I can't sit here and be like, I just can't do it. I'm not built for it. I don't want to live. He's more than a brother. He's more. You've known it for 2 weeks. It's day 16.
I'm going to ask.
Don't you have any neighbors or friends that you can talk to in your home? How is this person so important all of a sudden? Like, super important.
Well, Adam Pike of the Pretty Boys has been messaging me, and he would like to join us for a show. And I'm going to ask him, what does it mean? Like, we saw Jonathan tonight, and it's the same place that, Adam comes from, and he's like, I'm wearing another man's hat. That means something when you wear another man's hat. And I
See, I
have to
thought
ask
you were
Adam,
wearing the hat, the color of hat you're wearing in a tribute to Roberto.
look, I really liked Roberto, and I thought he was really hot, and I still do think he's really hot. I'm a little mad he didn't take his clothes off enough this season.
He barely did.
Um, I also, this is kind of like the head thing for me. Can you explain to me when I was in school and my pants used to be up that high that I was beat up and made fun of, but now that's like the trend? Like when your pants are like halfway up your leg and you're not wearing socks, and like that was like not a trend when we were little. Well, when you were in your 30s, probably, when I was little. I'm just saying, I don't understand it. That's number one.
Well, I don't
And
know why
then
you're asking me.
And then number two, and if we're going to just go on this tangent for a minute, I used to think Ty was the hottest person in that house. I have officially, after watching another week of Dailies, Ty is just a misogynist douchebag. And then we got to see his giant, disgusting pancake nipples and hairy back, so he can go. He, for me, is canceled. If he wasn't canceled for how he talks to women and treats women, all I had to see is giant pancake nipples and a hairy back, and I am out. So I understand why you're wearing a t-shirt and only want us to look at your arms. I get it.
Well, I mean, we can't, control what nipples we get when we're born,
Have surgery. Have
But,
nipple
I
surgery.
agree with Natalie in the YouTube chat. He just gaslights Claudia
Ugh.
all the time, the way he speaks.
To all of
I
them.
couldn't imagine, being his spouse and just asking, like, how was your day? Or,
How was your day?
do we have extra money because the stove is broken? And just being gaslit. You know what I mean? Like, he just seems horrible.
Can you be
Like,
Claudia?
a spouse would be a prisoner in the home.
Okay, can you please be Claudia? I'd like to be Ty.
Hey, Ty, it's snowing outside.
Is it snowing outside right now?
Right now, what do you think? Should we go outside?
Why would you tell me that it's snowing?
Well, because I just, they were talking about it up there.
Where?
Daniel just came out from out there.
So now you're closer with Daniel than me? Did you tell him about the snow first?
Well, I mean, he was just walking
Well,
by and just, said it was
and you were
snowing.
looking at him?
No, it was just really casual.
So you were casually looking at him?
Well, I mean, I have eyeballs and, I can see. And so when I saw him walking, he just said, it's snowing.
Right. So you had balls with Dan.
I have
What did you do with
eyeballs.
Dan's balls?
I didn't do anything. Why are you saying this? I don't understand.
Do you know what a snowblow is?
I, I know what a snow plow is.
Well, did Dan plow you in the snow? Because it seems like
Okay.
that happened and you're trying to cover it up.
How do you get me being plowed by Dan with I'm telling you
So
he
you
walked
admit it.
by?
So you admit it.
I'm just gonna leave you alone so you can be by yourself.
Do you have any syrup for my nipples before you go?
I don't want to do anything for you.
Okay, I'm going to go then. Goodbye.
Yeah,
And
it's just awful. Awful,
can we
awful.
can we talk about, I used to think that the vomiting segments on these shows were the thing that I never needed to see. The fact that they even dedicated 4 seconds to showing people crowded around someone's back, popping pimples, and then saying, oh, you gotta watch it ooze out, made me want to dry heat. I was like, I'm fucking done.
I
One more
love
pimple
popping
scene,
pimples.
and that's it. You want to take away the live feeds, you take away the live feeds. I'm going to try and stand here and
Love it.
support you all I can. You freaking start doing pimple popping scenes, I am out.
My nephews come to me like it could be Christmas Eve
Okay,
and we're
that
all
is
together
disgusting.
as a family, and he's like, oh, John, I have this really bad pimple on my back. And I'm just like, well, just come here. And I just take him to the side and just,
That is disgusting.
and I watch it ooze out.
That is
Don't you watch like
disgusting.
Dr. Pimple Popper? Oh
No!
my
Did you
gosh.
not hear me just say no?
Oh, I love it.
No! Well, you have a problem, and it is proven that people that like that have severe mental illness and turn out to be serial killers. So now I have an eye on you.
Well, it's good they work
You like
across
watching,
the country from each other.
well, and it's going to stay that way now that I know you have a sick bodily
Oh,
fluid fetish.
in fact, I think I got one right here. I could just do it.
Oh,
Show.
dear Lord Jesus. Okay, here's the thing. I appreciate, like you said, Vanessa calling him out. I think it was great. I don't think it was
Yeah.
so smart for Vanessa's game because, if anything, I mean, maybe it is.
I think it kind of is. I think, you know what? It showed, I think it showed people who haven't had conversations, which there are a lot of them that haven't had conversations with her, going, you know what? I thought she was just laying around, putting makeup on her head. Who knows? But she's in it. She knows what's going on. She has a completely different perspective than I thought, but she also has things I've been thinking about. So she's playing. And you know what? If she's got the balls to call out someone like Zach, who we're all thinking is manipulating all of us, then maybe she's someone I want to work with,
Mhm.
or at least have a shield as a shield.
Yeah, at least as a shield.
Uh-huh. Have
Um,
I won the people back now with that answer or no? No?
you've had him on their side the whole time.
Okay.
I don't understand how. It's like bizarro world
I
around
won
here.
the people back.
Just listening to you talk about Zach. Chad is on your side. I don't understand what's happened. I just fuck off myself, I guess. Um, I lost Roberto. He's like the hottest person in the house, yet he's like a
Brady,
wet.
you could just
Hi,
see him
I
in the
am.
morning, though. Are you excited?
I am so.
Are you
No,
a
he's.
freshly clean shirt?
You want to see my Roberto impression? Hi, I'm Roberto. I'm really hot. And this is what it's like to be a really hot person.
Well, you don't really
Okay.
want to talk to the hot people. You just want to play with them a little bit and just
Well,
la.
wow, I'm really excited. You really made me horny. Oh, baby, baby. Ooh, this
Oh,
is great. Ah, ooh, ooh, ah. That's what sex with Roberto must be like. He is the most. Like, did they
well, then
just
you
cut?
train them. That's like a mold of clay that you train.
No, there's no clay. It's like he has Xanax for blood. He literally, like, the whole house is coming against you. This is the end of your game. Look, I know what these people go
Yes,
through to get on this show.
Roberto.
I know what they
That's
go through to
funny.
get on this show. Months and months of endless, tedious bullshit. Your game is going to. Oh, well, everyone is coming. I'm not going to react emotionally. Let's make some noise, Vanessa. Ready?
So
On the count
it's
of
either
3. Roar.
Renee's
Roar.
either super Botoxed and Roberto has Xanax for
They're
blood.
perfect for each other. They should go out. Forget Santina. Let's make some noise, Vanessa. Ah.
It's New Year.
Ah.
Let's make some noise.
Let's go to war. Battle cry. Ah.
I'm orgasming right now. Keep doing that.
Think he has those piercings in his body so he can feel something.
Ah, because of the Xanax blood is tough to get excited about. You're so
I
relaxed.
mean, he's just like the whole time. Like I can't. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, your eye candy's like, I don't care. He had no
Well, you
personality.
know, Roberto is super hot, and there were some moments that I was a little conflicted because, Santina was literally telling him, like, this is happening, like, you need
Yeah,
to be
to
aware of this to
you.
get the votes. But then we would see other conversations he was in, and he's like, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like I'm being left out. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you need
Well,
to
I mean,
do
I
something.
under.
And I didn't hear anything until it was his speech at the end of tonight's episode. And I'm like, it's a little late. But then that's when I wish we had the live feeds so we have a more understanding of the timeline of when this happened.
And he didn't even make the best point in his speech. I mean, I'm sure the whole house already heard it of these boys might be running the house, but we control who goes. and
Right.
we control the numbers. That's what they should have focused on. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I am so sorry. Like, now we're in this era of Big Brother where everybody is really studying the game before them. So I understand that, like, Dan S, gay Dan, not DJ Dan, is like, I'm not gonna let a man run me. Like, he doesn't want to be the Derek Frazier. I don't want a man to run me. I'm not gonna let the boy. Moron. You could have kept Roberto in the house. He will always be a bigger target than you. You
He
weren't
said
keep
it. He said it either in the beginning of tonight's or last night's episode
but he's
that
playing for
he was
social media.
considering it. And it's just like, and he literally said that, like, it might be smart to keep him.
Yeah,
I'm
but he's
shocked.
not.
When I saw Dan voting for Rob, I knew Kuzi voted for Rob. I knew Nanika voted for Rob, Anika. And
Well,
then, of course,
Kuzi,
Shanae, Nene, or whatever, because she was dissed early on by Rob, which when I say early on, I mean last week.
yeah.
And he spent too much time in the HOH room. When I saw her walk up for a vote, I'm like, oh, she voted for Rob. She's a woman scorned.
I mean, I feel like, not to compare them, but I feel like I love Kuzi so much, and I
Love
love
Kuzi.
Kuzi in the way I love Azza, and I love Daniel so much. And Daniel and Kuzi remind me kind of Derek, Frasier, and Azza. And when I hear
Mhm.
them talk and they say things then like, we don't want to be the ones going along with the guy, I feel like they're saying, we don't want to do what they did on that season. We don't want to blindly go with an Xavier.
Right.
We don't, but it's like, you're not in that season. You are in this season. And in this season, Roberto is such a larger target to keep in this house. I
Mhm.
just feel like I don't know. I just feel like people are not doing what's in the best interest of their games,
Well,
which.
they start to go in that way. Like we heard Daniel talking with the girls, and then all of a sudden his vote's completely different. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like you sit there and say, I'm not going to have a man run my game, but you're voting the way Zach wants you to vote. So why
And same thing with, did you say Claudia? Same thing with Claudia.
Claudia, Kuzi, all of them?
I mean, I love Kuzi. To me, Kuzi can
No,
do no wrong. And
Kuzi, no, is awesome.
I love that she is like on the pulse. And I will say she's on
She
the
is.
pulse of the game way more than Ozza was. But I love Mia Kuzi. So I'm hoping it is smart of her to say to Dan S, like,
Hmm.
we do need to let these people go after each other and we need to hang back. I completely agree that is the smart gameplay for them, but I completely disagree that voting out Rob made any sense for them. And in all honesty, to me, that was just them being like, because they even said, are the people watching yelling at us to flip it now to save him? They're not thinking of their games. They are thinking, what are the people watching gonna think if we do this? Horrible way to play Big Brother. So stupid. Just lie to us. Most of us are dumb. Just go to the camera and be like, oh, I'm so confused. I don't know what I did, America. I'm so sorry. And then do what you fucking want. That's what everybody does that everyone loves.
Well, I mean, again, too, you're supposed to play your own game, what's best for you, not
Yeah,
think what America's doing.
correct.
You don't know. So
You
it's
don't know.
absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, it's as much as I love Daniel trying to just coast a little bit because we're only completing week 2. You should be doing that. It's right. But things are starting to move fast. So, Daniel, you need to do it, which is why we saw him get a little fluttered, right? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But we saw him talking about the benefits of keeping Rob, but then he gets stuck in that, I don't want to be with the guys, I want to be with the girl, burr, burr, burr. And it's like, oh, calm, just do what's best for your game. And having Rob there was good for all their games because he'd be a shield for all of them. The girls could, you know what I mean? They could control the votes with the girls and
Yeah.
Daniel and all of that. And they would have had an ally in Rob to get rid of Zach, get rid of Jonathan, get rid of Ty, who were other big threats.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I don't
He's a big
understand.
threat to get out another big threat. My
It's stupid. It's stupid. And like, let me ask you this: what do you think is the best case scenario? And chat too. What do you think is the best case scenario for this next week? Like, what would you want to happen? Do you want Zach to go? Do you want someone to win HOH that forces Zach out this week?
I don't necessarily need Zach to go. I think he's entertaining as a viewer. As a viewer, of course, if I was a house guest, yes. But then, yeah, definitely Zach would need to go out because he's too good. You know, he can win comps. He won the veto, won $5,000, and he's had two HOHs. Has never been an HOH. So yeah, he would definitely have to go. Do I want him to go? No, I want to see what else happens. Absolutely. I think
I
I would love a koozie HOH, to be
Oh,
honest with you.
so would I. Um, I think, yeah, I mean, I would love a Koozie HOH. I agree with you. As much as I can't stand Zach and he makes me want to bash my face in a wall, I
I
honestly think Ty fills his spot instantly. I think the
I
second he
would
goes,
I'd
Ty
rather
takes that
listen to
role.
Zach than Ty talk to
Me too.
Claudia anymore.
Me too. That is
Because
why
at
I
least
would rather
Zach,
Ty
when
go.
he kind of dismissed and gaslit Vanessa when she first was doing her thing, once he talked to her, he humbled himself down for his game too, and apologized for the way he spoke to her. And we've never heard Ty do that. Ty gaslights Claudia and then runs to Zach. And here's what they're saying. Here's what they're doing. Ugh, Zach. Ty just was so hot in the pictures, and then it's just sad when you hear him speak and interact. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh yeah. I mean, I think Zach adds drama and I think he will continue to add drama. I don't necessarily like when the drama leaves. So, but I think
We're in week 2. Do we really need Zach to leave?
I mean, if I have
In
to
week
listen to
3,
him again, aren't watching the
got
dailies
another
like
month and over a month and a half. Do we need Zach to leave next week? No.
well, here's why I want Zach to leave. Ready? Because the dailies where we're only getting like 2.5 hours, a day
Yeah.
of live feeds is all we get. When a good 30 minutes of that is just filled up with Zach being a douche, mansplaining things to people, it's just like, is this really what we have to like? We can't see any other gameplay. So like the thought of getting rid of him on the dailies, I enjoy, but I do think that the main show needs some Zach drama for sure. But like I say, I also think that Ty will pick up that role in 1 second if Zach leaves.
Well, he'd have to. And I mean, I think something else that we saw tonight that's happening is all this talk about Zach, and everybody knows he's associated with Zach. So he needs to decide, oh gosh, do I need to start pulling away? What's going on? Because, I mean, we even heard Zach tonight confronting Jonathan
Yeah.
on the stairs about, hey, why is my name coming up in people's campaigns? You know what I mean? And Jonathan, being 6'4", looking down at Zach. Yeah, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'd be like, Jonathan, come on. Screw him. I
Well,
would have pushed him down the stairs. Don't talk to me
that
that
is
way.
that is gaslighting 101.
I
That is
know.
little scared Zach looking for any reason to have because now you know Zach needs to have a reason for this. I mean, to
Yeah.
go back, I completely agree with Ty. What was the point? As much as I say Dan was fuck door for telling Renee how dumb fuck, that's what I was going for, dumb fuck, stupid, Dumbledore, dumb fuck, whatever. How stupid was Zach for winning that POV. How stupid! You are again just shining a light on exactly
Oh,
what you're
look at
doing.
me. Do you guys want to see what a target looked like? Ta-da!
Okay, I'm ready to be your target now. Look at me. I mean, you could have just let Hope win and take himself off.
Yeah, exactly.
So stupid.
Does he really need the money that bad? Is Zach
Well,
really that successful of a coach?
well, now Destiny's in chat said he wanted the money, to which I would have said, oh, is our precious little life coach businessman not really a successful businessman life coach? Oh, wow, he's so desperate for $5,000. You're on Big Brother. If you have any amount of success, you make that on an Instagram post.
Okay.
I See Lost says, with no live feeds, are you finding it easier or harder to determine who is likable and who isn't? I would say it's pretty clear from the episodes. However, we do have the dailies, and that, like, does help. Again, if anyone is having a hard time, if you don't want VPNs or weird sketchy websites, again, every night around 11 p.m. Eastern, we are usually watching the dailies in our Discord. Now, that being said, it's going to be a little problematic the next 3 days because the person that streams the dailies for us decided she thought it was okay to have a life and go to Disneyland for 3 days. The fuck? So, we might have to watch them on our own and just talk in there for the next 3 days. But then after that, we will be back to, streaming them live into our Discord server so people can watch. Simple dimple. Anywho, yeah, I think it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is. We saw a lot too as far as, I mean, like I said with Dan, why not just go along with it because it's only week 2. But we saw a little bit of Dan's character, right? So what I thought was
Yeah,
interesting about tonight's episode was, 30 minutes until the veto ceremony, Zach tells Dan and Ty that they need to tell Rob that he's going home. And they're like, oh, okay, and I can't be a part of it, and I can't be, and they just let Zach just be little puppets, 10 minutes before the veto ceremony, they tell Rob, hey, sorry, man, that's just the way it is. So I think we got a little insight into Dan a little bit tonight. So
yeah, if anybody was confused, Dan clearly, I mean, I think people were saying, is Dan, gay, straight, bi? I think it's pretty clear he's bi because Zach had his fist up his ass the whole week.
Well, if he doesn't watch it, he's bye, 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 bye. I think they say fluid now. That's what the kids say.
I don't care what the kids say.
These pronouns too. Get a bigger fan base.
I do agree that the DR sessions are very telling.
Yes.
I mean, the DR sessions are very telling. I don't think the no live feeds is doing what they hoped it would do. I kind of feel like they were hoping it was going to generate more interest in the episodes. I'm not so sure it is generating more interest in the episodes. If anything, like I said, it's making me sad. Like, yes, last night's POV episode and Vanessa and the things blowing up and Jonathan crying over his lover's hat. I mean, there were some pretty epic moments last night, but yet it just made me go, damn, that was probably an entire day's worth of amazing feeds we missed. Like, you think that's good compacting it into 40 minutes? You should watch when there's a slow burn of that. When there's just a slow burn of Vanessa crazy. It is amazing. Here's what else what?
What are we thinking about the Wendy's reward points?
I'm so glad that you brought this up. I think they stole our trash draft. Oh, do people get points for voting people out or staying or nominating or doing
Thought that
another?
looked familiar.
Yeah, it looks awfully familiar. So glad we could help, Wendy's. Can I get a free baked potato? No, I liked it. Again, I think,
Mm,
it
mm,
is very reminiscent to the cookout season of Big Brother, where I think we can probably guess the way this point system is going to work out. I think it is going to be probably a similar scenario where it is something that will give people points for what they're doing. Here's my favorite. I love how you're just okay to just get up and walk away. He's got this.
My
He's
dog was
got it.
choking on something, so
He's got it.
I had
I'm
to
just
pull it
gonna.
out of his mouth and then return to the show.
No, you did really great. I just loved it. And I see so much more of the scene than what they see. So I'm like, oh, maybe he just needed to fix. Oh, he's gone. And just look at them. Oh, he's gone. Okay, I don't know what he's doing, but I'll just try and continue this thought. Um, yeah. Will the points be to have Wendy's breakfast? No, I have a feeling the points are going to be something, like we saw in our US Big Brother, where it's going to be
Yeah.
buy a veto, buy your way into playing in
Hmm.
a POV, buy your
Yeah.
way into getting, I think it's going to be something like that. I think whenever they do not give us the rules up front or are very clear on what is to happen, the goal always is this will be a tool that production can use to manipulate the game to make it more interesting, whatever that means. So the Wendy's points will
Hmm.
be to take away someone's power if they think someone has too much power. It'll be whatever production needs it to be to make the game more interesting.
Hmm.
But for now, just tally ho up those points.
Get 'em. Get the points. Get the points.
Get the points. I mean, it could have to do, yes, I understand last year Wendy's food, it could be that as well. I think we should be, you know what? I think we should be able to earn Wendy's points and send a new house guest in that house.
Yes.
I want to vote somebody in because let me tell you, John Michael on Twitter, he's been talking in riddles. Just like he did in, my interview where he said something to me like, "Well, I think we both know what we're talking around." And I was like, I do not, but apparently I won't be able to ask, so there's no point. Um, and then he's on Twitter and he's like, I just want you all to know that what you think is happening with the live feeds is what's happening, but I couldn't possibly talk about it. So, and I'm just like, what fucking riddles are we talking about?
What does he mean by the live feed? There's no live feeds. There's nothing.
I think he's saying what I finally got out of it after talking, with people in our Discord is I think he was trying to say like I get why people don't like me. I get that I came off unlikable and it's because there was no live feeds. I think you only got to see this
Mhm.
very edited version of me. You didn't get to see the fun, playful, John Michael. You only got to see this one edited side of me. Which, no live feeds does give them more of the power to be like the edit, the edit, the edit in
Mm.
the way that,
Well, I mean, when they're talking to the camera and stuff, I mean, we get so much more, right?
yeah.
Not just, Jonathan walking around the room. It's time to play now. Like Liam Neeson, you're
But
going to
again,
be
he was just
punished.
crying over his hat. Literally, the scene before was this: I'm in love with another man's hat. And you know what it means when you're in love with, when you wear another man's hat. And I could never betray the hat. Okay, to be continued because it's time for me to put my penis into this hat. To be continued. I mean, is literally sobbing, crying over a hat. Cut to black, to be continued. First Jonathan scene today turned into Braveheart. Oh, me got to go to war. I'm gonna fight for me lover. What? What is happening? It makes no sense. It's just as barely bad as
Jonathan's
the.
the kind of guy you marry. Like he's got good sense about him. He's going to be loyal to you. The guys that are good
Is
at this
he?
game, they're not.
Oh, is he going to be loyal? Because let me tell you, if I was his wife or his kid, and again, I know what these people go through for months and months leading up to the show, and now you had to miss work as your fisherman and all this stuff, and here's your wife holding down your house, holding down your kid, and then there's you on the show. Me loves the hat. I might give up me game for me lover's hat. Not me wife or me kid, but this hat. What is wrong with you? You ogre leprechaun. I'm sorry. His mother, I just got to go back to his mother with cancer dying.
I know.
And I love
Did
him
she
again.
die? Did she die?
Yes, he literally said she died dancing.
I was transcribing the episode, so I don't get everything. I'm old.
It was very
But no,
emotional listening to that
we don't
story.
hear a whole lot about the kid. We've heard a lot more about the Hat and Rob than we heard about.
Yeah. I just don't get it. If I was a family member, I'd be like, hello, could you maybe play for us?
Shout my name out, something, remember me?
Anything? I'm here.
No. The kid's like, hey, Dad, I miss you, you know?
Yeah, maybe he's not the dad. I don't know. Just making that up. He wasn't attractive enough for me to look into. Then I looked into Ty, and I feel bamboozled about those nipples still. Anyway.
Well, when I saw his shirt off, I didn't know who that was at first.
Looked like an owl.
I had to like
two giant spotlights
really
on his chest.
Like, is there a new player? Like, did they let someone in the house? I paused it for just a moment.
Oh,
and
God,
then realized
so
it was
bad.
Ty. It was
So, yeah, I know why he has those muscles now. See, I look like this because my penis is okay.
An owl. Oh my God.
Whatever.
Gosh.
So yeah, I think this was like you started this all by saying I think this was a very exciting week, but I also think it was kind of a letdown of a week. We started with this great momentum of we're getting this Dan HOH, we're gonna see something happen. The person goes from the bottom to the top, and then all Dan did was bend over and let Zach control the entire week, all while being like, I don't know, but do we think Dan will have the epiphany that Santina had this week when now all of a sudden Santina, just like you said, totally flipped around and is just selling Zach down the river for, again, we really don't know why. I feel like there has to be something that led to that. Did she feel more romantically connected to Roberto that she needed to be honest with it? But I mean, again, we're not seeing it on the dailies. We don't have live feeds. You're expecting us to believe this edit. I don't understand where the jump to Santina literally selling Zach out when 3 days ago she was giving up her game for him. What did we miss? Don't know.
I think when she has a conversation with him and she's saying, you know, this is a team. Like, you have to listen to me. I have opinions too. I have this. It's not just all about you. And the way he gaslit and shut her down, she's just like, whoa, wait a minute. And then the whole explosion with Vanessa really solidified that. And we saw Santina chatting with Dan. I think it's definitely on Dan's radar. But I think at that point in time when they talked, it was too late. Like, the noms had already been done. Roberto's going to be the back door. It's already done. But I think it wasn't that bad for Dan because it is only week 2. Like, don't make a lot of waves. You don't need to get up super big targets right now. It's week 2. But my hope is that it doesn't happen to Dan again. What I'm really curious is what the hell happened with Kuzi and Daniel and Anika's vote. Like, they could have saved Rob. They could have
I already
saved it.
told you. We already discussed it. I think they were very clear when they said they were playing for, they were playing to social media. They did
Yeah.
not want to be the people that saved a Rob in the game.
Well, if you guys are, but all three of you are listening, it was wrong. You should have
Yeah,
saved Rob.
I agree. Rob is always going to be a bigger target. He is not going to go after them. He has a lot of other people. Let
Yeah,
those big people take each other out.
exactly.
You're
Amen.
dumb for not hiding
Amen.
behind that. But I do think that it is clear that there is something between Santina and Roberto. They, had a little bit of flirting in the snow, snuggling on each other's
Mm-hmm.
arm. I think that probably had
We should
something
ask
to do with it.
Shania. Hey, Shania, is there something going on between Santina and Roberto?
Shania for me is furniture. Sorry.
Do you know when I'm doing the notes, I'm like, how do I spell her name? I have to scroll up to, to where all the pictures are on our notes
Yeah.
because I just don't see her a whole lot.
Yeah. I mean, she's sometimes on the dailies, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. She's
But
just
I mean, is that good right now? She's still in the house. She beat Roberto, so
true.
Ro-
Um,
Roberto.
Very true. So you say going into next week, who do you want to be the HOH? If you right now could pick an HOH, who are you picking?
See, I was saying someone like Kuzi, which would be great too, but also too, who I think might even be better
Mm-hmm.
is either Renee
No,
or even
why?
Zach or even Zach.
I'm not ready for a Zach one yet. I think
It would be a
Renee.
lot. It would be a lot.
Here's the thing. I'm for a Renee HOH if Renee is smart enough to go after
I
the
think she
Zacks
is.
and the
I
Ties.
think she is. I don't want a Jonathan because
No.
Zach will work him. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to Hope because I think Zach will work him. Shania, I think Zach will work her. Um, Anika probably too. Anika Daniel, not Kuzi. Kuzi would be my vote out of those three that Zach probably couldn't work. Claudia too, she could get worked. So yeah, I think like a Renee. I don't think Zach could
My
really work
fear
really well.
My fear with a Renee is that Renee is gonna go and want to get revenge on Dan, and I think that is gonna be so stupid for her game. But we'll see.
But
Maybe,
that's what
maybe
I
I'm.
mean. I want to see what she does. I need more.
Well, we can go head to the live feeds. Oh no, we
Oh,
can't.
what?
No, not gonna find out until
Go
tomorrow,
to
I
the
guess.
digital dailies, huh?
No, guess we're not gonna find out till tomorrow. Womp womp.
Womp,
Well, on
womp,
the plus
womp.
side, On the plus side, this gives you all enough time to go over to Instagram or their Twitter post or Patreon and leave me your questions for Roberto, and I will ask him tomorrow morning. I see people in chat like Marcy are saying either Zach for the chaos or anyone that would put Zach and Ty up. I do agree.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I would also love to see.
Yep.
Anybody that is going to put those
Or
two.
someone that just won't easily be manipulated by Zach.
Right.
Yes.
And I think Zach will probably play Wounded Puppy next week regardless and stay away from the HOH just to be like, look at how much I'm not doing what they say I'm doing.
That would be
um
smart. That would be smart.
exactly. What about I see Courtney saying, what about Hope voting out Renee tonight? That was interesting.
I saw how chummy he was with Roberto. They sat there and talked about it. I thought
They
he was
had
ready.
a choreographed dance, Courtney. Did you see him
Okay.
having a
I
choreographed
wasn't
dance with
shocked by that at
Renee?
all. I think my only shock, honestly, was why Daniel, Kuzi, and Anika voted for Rob. Like they could have really done something else. And you know what else that I thought was super cocky about Zach? Hey, Arissa, hope you left that back door open.
Oh, shut up. And you notice how Arissa, and this is a key that she doesn't like him, she had no reply.
Oh,
She had, Arissa would be like, hey girl, love you, back at
hey,
you.
queen.
Arissa
Hey,
said
legend.
nothing.
Hope you left that back door open.
Hope you're less of a douche. That's what Arissa should have said. Be less of a douche. I think I see what Courtney's saying. She's like, do you think he's gonna pin it on someone else? I don't think it's that deep. I think Hope knew that Roberto was going. And I think he is, unfortunately, I do love a Hope, but I do think Hope is a guy's guy more than he's a girl's guy.
Well,
And
then
he's
why did
gonna,
he vote for the way the guys were voting?
because he's a guy's guy and he's gonna vote with the guys. In other words, he values the men in the game over his relationship
Right,
with Renee.
Kai and Zach wanted Rob out, but then Jonathan and Hope voted him
No,
to stay.
no. Hope voted out Renee.
And I said voted out for him to stay, meaning voted out Renee.
Oh, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Yeah, well, that's Courtney's point exactly.
Right. Split.
So
Split.
yeah, no, split. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the new HOH. We will see what happens with the new HOH, and you can see what is happening with us by making sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of those places. If you like this show, share it with a friend. Tell someone else. It's a great way to help support them. Again, tweet me your questions for Roberto tonight. I put them on Instagram, wherever. I will ask him tomorrow morning. You can check out all of our previous years and decades of shows over at yourrealityrecaps.com. Again, we're usually live every night at 11 p.m. watching the dailies in our Discord. And, twitching, and I'm always live during the day, watching the episodes, talking Big Brother, doing Eric feeds, those sorts of things. Comedy, Jonah. I'm going to give you the final word. I always do. You deserve it, buddy.
I got to get going in my home,
Hey, you got to get to your dog. He might be choking on something.
My dog is passed out on the couch. No, I'm kidding.
I should just get up and walk away right now and just let you figure out how to end the show. Should just be like... What I should just do. Okay, everybody. I'll be live again in a little bit. Like I said, live all the time. Follow us on social media. Bye, friends. Bye.